We talk about technologies that are really important, really nascent many times in their maturity, both technically and as businesses. We've been looking for companies with technology that's not only meaningful for aerospace, but also has applications to people on land.
Receiving a SmartCap award would enable us to be able to develop radio protection for low-dose exposure that you might find in space. Our company originally has been to keep people alive after a terrorist attack, for example, or a detonation of a nuclear device. And now this gives us the opportunity to take everything we've learned in our high-dose applications and apply it to low-dose applications like space radiation. This award would allow us to do a proof of concept study to demonstrate that DNA damage occurs when you're exposed to low-dose radiation, and to prove that we can document that damage, quantify it, and protect against it going forward in the future. So we have a new application. Proceeds from this award would enable us to do a proof of concept study, which would then allow us to move into humans. And so it would be an evolution not only of a protective product for the astronauts, but for the American population as well. So we believe our product would help the nation's human spaceflight program by providing protection against solar flares that might occur when astronauts, for example, on a mission to Mars, on a very long 3 to 5 year mission, will incur radiation from solar flares. And knowing when they're coming, we could then have our product administered orally very easily and protect their healthy cells from damage from the ionizing radiation resulting from those flares.
In a trip to Mars, you're only as good as your weakest link, and everything has to work just right. And we're very excited to be able to develop agents that maybe people thought weren't possible for prevention of radiation sickness. So the SmartCap grant offers us the opportunity to actually make those tests and to see if our agent can actually do that. Receiving a SmartCap grant would enable us to make a test of a question that has really perturbed both space travel and cancer care for many decades. Namely, how do we prevent or at least alleviate and safely alleviate radiation sickness after radiation exposure? I anticipate our product will help the human space flight program in several ways. It'll allow the astronauts to engage in their voyage and be successful at their missions with less nausea, less side effects of radiation exposure, and less need for medications. When we first started developing this drink that we have that's really just a food, but actually engages several of the transporters in the GI tract in a beneficial way that reduces the side effects of radiation on many levels. And it reduces the side effects mechanistically, not just symptomatically. We heard about NASA and its effort to alleviate space radiation sickness, which we had no idea was actually a common problem for astronauts. We were very excited about the opportunity to engage with rocket scientists and maybe aid in that mission to going to Mars and back. There aren't too many markets for a space radiation protection drug. Right? It's not like anybody else wants to make one of those because there's only one person who can buy it.